Okay, good afternoon, all of you. I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, we'll see this short-term course on AI using machine learning, MATLAB. So here we are going to discuss MATLAB course, complete course, as well as the machine learning algorithms also. So after MATLAB, we'll go for as a machine learning techniques. So introduction, then some of the algorithms, how to solve that problems using that algorithm, real-time problems using machine learning techniques. So this is a novel course, and also there is a benefit. In the case of third year, if you come to third year, there is a one course simulation techniques for electrical engineering. There is another course also will cover this portion. So, and another benefit is you can have lab sessions in third year, and all you have MATLAB sessions as well. That's why this is very useful course to learn, not for the sake of certificate or something. You try to learn in detail and practice after the class, because schedule is given practice sessions as well. So whatever we discussed in the course, you need to practice using MATLAB. Um, uh, if anything you want to required the software side, try to approach me, then we will install that software as well. It is a free for EEE logins, I mean college login domain. So you can install all of you through your what you called as laptops, or maybe college PCs also available. All the labs available in that MATLAB, you can practice whenever you are free. That is very important to practice. Otherwise, the course will not benefit for you. It is only practice you have to do. After class, you must practice for applications or something, syntax errors. So many things will come, but that things we can cover through practice sessions only. Now, we'll start with basics initially. These are the some of the topics: introduction to MATLAB, MATLAB environment, variables, basic data types, relational and logical operators, and like that. We may have some basic information that we'll discuss today's class, and then conditional statement and input output looping, all these things. Relational, logical, then looping. These are the important topics. You can see here MATLAB is nothing but a matrix laboratory. It is something like a calculator. So there is no other thing. Simply whatever we are doing in a calculator, that facilities is there in the MATLAB as well. Simple calculator, or you can say that equations, many more programming part. But in general, we call it as a matrix laboratory. Normally, it will be used for different types of scientific problems and engineering problems. This all engineering domains, we can use this MATLAB as well. Even machine learning algorithms also you can solve using MATLAB program. Even there is a Python also there. Python programming also we can use it for the machine learning algorithms. But through MATLAB also is possible to use the machine learning algorithms. That's why what I'm suggesting is try to understand the concept and practice. And this is the complex double precision matrix. This once if you open the MATLAB environment, we can see this window consisting of many other sub windows as well. See, you must admit, you come in time. Otherwise, it is lot of disturbance. Every time somebody is coming and then I am admitting, it will take disturbance. That's why whenever if I give time, you try to come in time so that you don't want to waste any time. Now, I can see if you double click on MATLAB icon, it will get this fashion. In this, what we can do is there is a command window. This is the main window actually. Whatever you want to type something equation, here you can, this double arrow is showing that MATLAB is ready. whenever you type something equation or 2 plus 3. Suppose if I type 2 plus 3 here, automatically if we enter this 2 plus 2, it will give the results of 5, something like that. So this is the place where we can enter the data. And I mean equations and all. Or suppose some other here you can see icon. This icon, if you click, you can write the program. One separate window will be open. There you can write the program and execute that program. The results will be displayed here. So command window will show the results part, and small equations you can able to type here. And then there is another window. We can look here the current directory. This will be where you are in the place, means the program, all these things were run in the C drive or some location that will be presented here. So file details. So whatever files we are using are some already used, the details will be placed here. And then there is a workspace variable list, it will be provided. Suppose while you are doing a small equation or something, you can see here something like a is equal to 2. If I type a is equal to 2 and enter, then b is equal to 3. And something, if you use the variable like this, ABC will be here, A, B, C. So that means what are the variables you already used? That list will be there. And also if I click this here, the list, something A, if I click, what is the value of A and B, C, all these things is able to see you. That's what this workspace. And then command history, many cases, what we'll do is this time and all, when you are using the program part or this location, time, date, everything, it will be provided. And now this thing is help videos, demos also available. If we click in these areas, that is a later point of view. If you want to see any demo, existing videos or something, that is also possible there. That is the reason that demos we can click there are getting started. And one beauty of this, you can remember in the case of MATLAB especially, what we can do is any help. Suppose you want to know regarding something like what you call it as just a minute. Suppose you want to know regarding for loop or regarding while or regarding something, anything, if loop, some what you will do is any condition or something. If you type help, if, then the related if information, how to use with examples, everything that will be displayed. That is very user friendly while you are writing a program. If you have any doubt, something you type there, that will be display related to that information. Simply if I type help for, then how to use the for loop, what is the syntax for that and description of that with some examples. All these things is possible with the help command. If you just type help and keyword, if we type, then it will be. And the main part is this one, that is a what you call it as a demo. To access the demo videos and all, I already mentioned. And here what you can do is you can type anything. These are the windows available, but if you not required these things, simply close these windows. You have to make it only main window, that is a command window itself. Now, the start button, how to open this MATLAB, that is, I think you might know. Simply icon is there. If you double click, it will be open. Or you go to start menu, there you select the what you call it as MATLAB, and it will be like this. I told now all files here will be available. Current directory, where you are in the current directory, that data is be available. Command history. So in this so and so directory, we open this file number, file name, and then how much time, date, all these things, this will be located in this windows. If this also not required, simply close this X button, that will be closed. And now, as I mentioned, no, previous files, history, all these things, variables and all, if we use the variables, that will be available here. We can check that what are the variables are available, and we can see this. This about once if you open the MATLAB, how this will be visible. That's what I'm showing you. And then any code. I shown you know there is a double colon. Once that double colon is there, that means that MATLAB is ready. Once the MATLAB is ready, so once this arrow symbols, double arrow symbol is there, then MATLAB is ready. You can type the code here. After typing the code, suppose the code is very simple. Just I'm telling you, this ready. Then A is equal to 4. That's all. That itself as a code. Now if you enter, then the results will show you A is equal to 4. So like that, or any equation, if you give some variables and then C is equal to A plus B and enter, it will be displayed. But many cases, I don't want to display all the variables results inside the data. What you will do is at the end, what is the end in the sense here, after writing a program, you want to something final answer only I want, something output. In that case, what we will do is you make it A is equal to 2 semicolon, B is equal to 3 semicolon, C is equal to A plus B. Now you don't put semicolon. Then what it will display is the C value directly it will show you. So file like this. But whereas if you not use the semicolon, the results part what it will show you is every case A is 2 it will show you, B is equal to 3 again it will print, C is equal to 5 it will print. So like that in between, if you don't want to see all the results, I want only the end result, you make it the semicolon for the each case and then you can see. That's what I mentioned you, semicolon, that will prevent the display. But code will be execute, no issue. But only thing is in the command window, I shown middle window is a command window or main window, or you can say that. There the results will be displayed or execution part output will be displayed. And then this dot dot dot, it will, if the line coding part in the line is or equation is very lengthy, what it will take it is it will be simply line by line, it will end that line after some characters, it will show you dot lot and then it will come back to next line automatically. That is nothing but a 1 minute. Yeah, so that is the case. In that case, it will show you dot dot line and then it will start in the next. Now we can see start with letter. When the variable name you are giving, you don't give with the number. Variable name should not start with as a number. It will be as a name or file name also. If you start with file name is something 230 or 34B, something like you cannot use. That is one constraint. Start with as a letter is a one constraint and up to 31 characters is allow. Any variable name or something, it will be as a 31 characters is allow, but the older version up to 21 or something is there. By there is a name, letters and then digits and then underscore, but not special characters at the rate or something. So now what you can do is suppose any name you want to give it something underscore 2. This is okay. But if you start with 2, it will not be considered. So underscore something value like that. So that type of names are valid, but start with special characters, start with number will not be acceptable. And another one is case sensitive. Whenever variable, if you use that variable, the case sensitive. So capital A means that is one variable, small a is another variable. Now we can see here command window. I shown middle window. I close all other rest of the windows, and this is our major portion in that window. There we can able to type that window. So now we can see here I typed something. What will happen? 39 into 4.4 plus 5. If I type this, then it will give answer. So why it is showing ANS if you not assigned to any variable, Suppose if you type something like this, A is equal to 39 into 4.4 plus 5, then your results will be A is equal to 176.60. This will come, but I'm not assigning to any variable. That is the reason by default it will take it as a what you call it as a answer, ANS. If you not assigned to anything, that will consider is assigned to ANS answer. So that is the MATLAB command. Then this is the result. After typing, what you have to do? You have to enter. Enter button is there. Simply you can enter, then results it will show. This is the basic thing. Now we can see some other cases also. Scalar operations, very powerful calculator. What you can do is A is equal to 5 and B is equal to A by 2 and B is 2.5, something like this. So that results will be, there is a 4 digits. You want 2 digits. For that also one syntax is there. Format syntaxes are there. Anyhow, that will come next slides under. At moment by default, it will show you now 4 slides. I mean 4 digits. So now what is the difference between these two? You can see A is 5 I mentioned and B is equal to A by 2. Then why A is not displayed and but B is displayed? The reason behind is semicolon, as I explained in the previous slide. If I keep that semicolon here, A will be execute, but it will not display. Suppose if I remove the semicolon here, so if I simply type A is equal to 5 and B is equal to A by 2, then your results will be A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 2.50, something like that. So whatever you are giving semicolon, that will suppress the printing. So that is only the difference between normal case and semicolon case. 1 minute. Yeah, so this is the thing. A is given as a semicolon. That's why we are not getting the results part for A. But already A answer is there. So that is the difference between semicolon and normal case. That's the example of what I shown you. And here you can see some of the existing parameters or commands, syntax. You can say that. Suppose MATLAB is open. You worked something and then you want to close. Directly you don't close in the cross button. What we'll do is you have to type there is exit. So the MATLAB is going to be closed properly. So proper closing is required. That's why you have to use the exit type. You have to type after this double arrow. I shown for you can ready the MATLAB. You can give the inputs or whatever the equation, all these things. And exit will be you can able to close that button. So once exit means the window is going to be closed. And then CLC. Suppose I typed something different equations or something. A is equal to something, B is equal to something, all these things. Suppose you can see if I type something there, A is equal to whatever equations, and then the window will be little bit clumsy, filled some data. Then what we'll do is I want to clear this. So that is the reason. Simply if I type CLC, what will happen? All these things will be erased. But whatever data A is equal to 5 or B is equal to 3 or something, the data will be there. Only thing is window is clearing. Suppose I wrote something, now I clear this like this. That is the command of CLC. But other thing is like this is the command of CLC. Other one is clear. What is the clear meaning is here, whatever variables you already used. So something A is equal to 2, B is equal to 5, something. And if I use CLC, this will erase simply, it will not visible, means simply it will rough. And but CLC is that one. Clear means now no more A, no more B. that values also is going to be erased. That means total data will clear. It will be, you can use now A, but whereas previously CLC if I use, and now I enter A, already A is there, that will show you the answer. Suppose 2 means it will display 2 by simply entering A, or simply by entering B, it will show you B is equal to 5 like that. But after using clear, then all the variables is going to be clear. Now if I enter A, it won't show anything. It will no undefined variable like that. So that is the reason there is a difference between CLC and clear. And clear A, only specific variable you want to clear, you can clear A, or control C. So suppose if the loop is not terminated continuously, it rotating. Now forcibly you want to terminate, then you can stop that MATLAB program by control C. And then this who list of all variables currently used. Suppose somebody is already used and they left and you want to use the same system, you want to know what are the variables already available in that you want to see, or otherwise directly you can clear all. Instead of A, you put ALL all. Then what will happen? All other variables, those who are used, that will be clear, or that is going to be erased completely. That way also is good. Or you want to see something, you can type who, that will be, or whose if we type with size, all these things is going to be. And this percentage is very important here in a program part. Suppose you want to write something, title of the program. Simply if I write a code, if third party you want to see that, you they may unable to understand what type of program it is or what program it is. That's why while you are writing the program for your reference also, you want to put some title or headings or something like that. But if you directly write, that will treat it as a program, but it will throw error. That's why what you will do is, if you want to write something for your reference, then make it as a percentage symbol. Then you can write whatever you want to write for your reference. So that percentage symbol means the cursor will not go inside of this. It will go other, means it will not enter into that line. It is a comment. So only for your reference. That is everything after percentage, it will not be executed. It won't consider anything. And k is equal to 0 or a is equal to 2 or b is equal to something, that numerical values you can provide. And these are the some of the simple arithmetic operations in a MATLAB. One more different thing here you can see. As you know already, plus minus all these things. This thing is also required while you are using the programming part. There division, one will be addition, another one will be as a subtraction, then multiplication and division. You can see there is a two types of divisions. It is noticed. One division is 5 by 3 and another division is 5 by 3 also, but backslash, that second one we call it as a backlash. That will be what you can call it as reverse of that. So once if you take it as a 5 by 3 normal division, that results will be 5 by 3. But whereas in second case will be 3 by 5, it will take it. So that's what while you are calculating. And another one is a power. So power will give 5 cube, something like that. So that is the power version. And then we can see some advantages of MATLAB and disadvantages of MATLAB, all these things. Advantages of MATLAB is it is a very efficient mathematical calculation, scientific calculations, numerical calculator, visualization, and then graphs, many things we can able to do, and it will take very less time to compute your huge calculations as well. It will allow us according to solve the problem, and graphical representation is there. It will be execute the code efficiently. Easy to use the platform. Everybody can use any whether it is a Windows or a Linux or anything. And then predefined functions are available. Plotting functions are available. Many predefined functions. Suppose in normally one simple example, there is a matrix. Let's consider what we have is A by something. A is a 1 matrix, 3 by 3 matrix. Let assume that, or 4 by 4 matrix. So to write a program for inverse of the matrix, in this case, in the C language and all, it will take a lot of code to compute inverse of the matrix. Determine cofactors, all these things you have to write it and then execute, then only we'll get the inverse of the matrix. But whereas in the case of MATLAB, only inbuilt line is there, INV of A, that will give as a inverse of a matrix. INV of A, that directly it will result the inverse of the matrix. That much easy. And plotting, many styles of plotting is there to get results analysis part. Suppose if you want to do project and all, you got some result, but that numerical results will not place directly in the results part. You have to pictorially, you have to represent and you have to analyze that. So for that and all, we can use the plotting command. So that is the advantage, but only one disadvantage is here, cost of license. It is very costly manner. Individual cannot offer that, but only thing is institutions and all companies will use. But the thing is, second is not that much, thing is modular type, but anyhow, small, what you call student versions also there, but it is little bit costly. But it will take some space in the PC, but nowadays that is also not much drawback. So major drawback is cost version. That is only the thing. And data types are there, does not require any declaration and all. But whereas other programs and all, we need to declare that variables integer or double or such all, but it will take directly. We don't want to A is a integer or B is a floating or C is a double. That and all we don't require. So this is the one advantage. The declaration is not required. If any new variables also directly we can assign, it will take it as a new variable. Same name, if we repeat, that first one will be arise, second one will consider, like that. So it is all user friendly. If already existed, what will happen? Replace that original content with the new content. So that is the different. And 15 fundamental data types are available. You can see that there is a data types in the form of matrix or array or something like that. Size of the matrix or array 0 by 0, and that is defined by something size also. We don't need to define any size initially. Whatever data you want to enter, you can enter the data that we can retrieve. So that is the different kind of data structures I will show here. There is a scalars, characters, arrays, strings, cell arrays, structures. So these are all some of the commonly used data types in a MATLAB. Now scalar means what? Simply it will be as a some value. We can give it as A is equal to 4 or B is equal to 3 minus or plus or anything, that a number can represent a quantity or measure known as a scalar. That includes the integers, complex numbers or floating point or anything. And characters, so single alphanumeric symbol are enclosed with single quote. So all MATLABs will use the single quote that will be as a character. So now there is a 5 and other single quote 5 and normal different data type, because first one is a character and while the later is a numerical number, simply is a numeric constant. So when once if you use as a single quote, that will be as a character. And arrays, it is a list of similar data and singular row or a column form. You can this also anyhow will cover all these things point. So this 1, 2, 3. Suppose A is equal to 1, 2, 3. Or X is equal to something 4, 5, 6. This is all arrays only. Array can be element of a larger similar type, and there is a two-dimensional array also there because matrix. So now if you consider this 2 by 2 matrix or something, that will be as a two-dimensional array, and three-dimensional array like that also is available. And strings, you can see here, two or more alphanumeric symbols enclosing in a single quote, that is a string. And let it be A, B, C, that is a one string or 1, 2, 3 within a single quote, and some, instead of one character, you can use anything, that is all strings. And cell arrays also, different kinds of data, special type of array where the element can also be different types. See, now you can see ABC is, there is a one thing, and 45 is a numerical. Again, there is a another address is another thing. This type of we call it as a cell arrays. Cell arrays are a higher data types, normally huge data and structures and all. We can use large data type and library information or student information and database. All these things we can store it in a structure. That struct is a one keyword anyhow that we'll cover in the later. Array structures, all whatever I shown you know data type in detail, it will come back once again. Now we'll start with the actual coding part from here, the relational operators and logical operators. How the relational operator will act and the logical operator will act. That is nothing but it returns the value is a true or false. Now, relational operators use it to make a comparison between the arrays. Now, suppose you can see one array is having one data, other array is having another data. You want to compare it. So whether it is a true or false or less than or greater than or any symbol, if we compare, if it is true, it will return 1. If it is false, it will return 0. That is only the result. Now what I am doing is, suppose A is equal to 10, greater than 12 I mentioned. Now it will check whether it is a true or false. So this will check this condition because relational operators are less than symbol and less than or equal to means like this you have to use greater than or equal, and equal means you have to use two equals symbols so that it will compare, and not equal symbol. Now A is equal to 10 greater than 12. It will compare whether it is true or false. So it is a false. That's why A is equal to 0. It is written because answer is 0, meaning that your comparison is false. Another one, A is 10 I mentioned and it is a less than 12 I made it. So less than 12 it is a true. That's why it returned the 1. So like that the problems while it is only for simple syntax example, while you are writing the major code, there a lot of comparisons may required, minimum limit and some other exit, I mean actual value and comparison value, reference value. If you want to compare that type, what you want to do is you need to always compare this type of relational operators. Now what is doing x is equal to something I made and plus 9. So why it is a 10? Anybody can answer this? Why it is a 10? What is the inside is, first it will compare 64 into 16. This value is greater than 1000. If it is true, what this inside portion will return?
1, sir.
1. So because it is a true, it return 1. 1 plus 9, 10. That is the reason it is giving as a 10. So now the point is got, you are comparing based on true or false, you are assigning. Suppose if it given as a comparison statement is like this, 16 into 64 less than 1000 plus 9. What it will return here? Anybody? What it will return? Now my command is like this. Statement is then 16. How much it will return?
9.
9. The reason is inside this is a 0 plus 9. So that will be 9 like that. That is this thing. Now similar fashion you can see here this comparison and then plus 1. So here you can see 10 is equal to 12. That's why it is a true. 10 not equal to 10. Then that's why it is a 0. So that is the thing. Now we'll come to the comparison with the array. What is array here? Array consisting of some numbers. It may be any numbers. Now, there is we don't want to define like a CLAN where array size is this much. All these things is not required. Simply whatever data you enter, it will take it as a directly as a array only. So now what you can do is 1, 4, 2, 6, 3, 8 something values. Now what I did is I'm assigning to y is equal to x greater than or equal to 3. Now this answer is correct or not, you just element by element you can check it. So what it will do inside operation, first y is equal to what I asked, x greater than or equal to 3. What is first element? 1. 1 greater than or equal to 3. 1 greater than or equal to 3 is false. That's why 0. Your answer is first element is 0. Next element is 4. This is a 4. You can see second element is 4. What is the 4? 4 is greater than or equal to 3. So it is true. That's why you are getting 1. And 2 greater than 3, it is a false. Then 6 greater than, like that, element by element it will check and it will give the results. Now, other one I mentioned here is a one simple. Anyhow, it will come once again, but at moment remember how to enter the data. Suppose we can see here it is all 10 numbers or 4 numbers, means we can easily enter the data. But I want 1000 numbers with the increment with the different of incremented by 2 or incremented by 3 up to 1000. Then we cannot enter the data manually that many numbers. It automatically it has to generate. Suppose x is equal to 1 colon 3 colon 1000. Then what it will give is x is equal to first value is 1, last value is 1000, but incremented by 3. 1, then 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 3, 7, and so on. It will go up to 1000 numbers. So automatically it will give the value. Or else you don't want to, just a minute, you don't want to increase order, or suppose you want to directly one increment only. Then in that case, you don't want to show the incremental 1 to 1000. This will return 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 1000. Or x is equal to 10 minus 1 to 1. Then tell me the answer, anybody? If I write like this, if I write 1 to 1000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 1000. And I already given previous example 1 to 2 is to 10, suppose. Then what is your answer? 1, then 1 plus 2 increment now each case, then plus 2
1
5
3 5 7
like that up to 10, whatever the end value. So now similarly if I give this way, what is your answer? First value is 10, second value is 9, 8, 7, 6 up to 1. So that is the way you can able to define your arrays. Simply the values you want to define, you can able to write your array will be like this. And another one, in the case of semicolon, that will be end the row. Suppose I want to only the column wise. So we can easily enter the data. This you can see 10, row is over, then 0, row is over, 1, row is over, then 5, row is over, then 6. Suppose this is the data I entered. Then what is your results? X is equal to 10 because row over, second row 0, third row 1, fifth row, next row is 5, next row is 6. This is your answer. Like that, one semicolon if we keep, that will be row will be ended. Suppose I want to define as a matrix, let it be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then how to define this? Simply I can type 1, 2, 3 semicolon, 4, 5, 6 semicolon, 7, 8, 9 over. If I enter this way, automatically the matrix will be formed like this because it shows first row, then second row, third row like that. Or 2 by 2 matrix you want, then you can define like this. X is equal to 1, 2 semicolon, 4, 5. That's all. So then it will type 1, 2, 4, 5 is your result. So that is the way semicolon represent end of the row. Now we can see 10, the row is ended. Next row started 0, then 1. Last one you don't need to put because further is not there. That is ended. Now the y is given something. Now the operation you can check. What is this? X not equal to y. What is meaning here? You check the first value of x, second value of x and comparison. That is a relational operators. What is relational operator? Not equal I used. Then x is 10 and y also 10. It is equal, but what I asked is not equal. It is a false. That's why it is showing 0. Then it is showing 0. Then after that, next value is there. Here is a 0 and here is -1. Not equal. It is a true. That's why it is showing 1. Then this is 1, this is 1. Both are true, but I am saying not equal. That's why it is a 0. So that is the way we can able to compare. Like that, I given a lot of example. You can go through once later also. You can see this is a 3 by 3 matrix. Y also 3 by 3 matrix. Now we can see. Anybody can explain this portion? See, what I did is A, I mentioned something values. B also mention, Y also mentioned something values. And R is equal to X is equal to Y. What is meaning of X is equal to Y? X values and Y values if same. Then it is a relational. Same means true 1. It differ means 0. That's what. Now element by element it will check. Now you can see X value of first 1 and here is 8. 1 and 8 is equal? No. So it is a false. That's why I wrote 0. Then here is 5 and here is 5. Same. Then that's why true 1. Then 6, 6. So equal symbol I used. That's why it is a 1. Like that. Element by element you can compare wherever it is same. That will be here I am saying this one equal symbol, this one. So wherever it is same, that will be treated as 1 and otherwise zeros. But now the operation is changed here. Instead of equal symbol, I used as a greater than symbol. So in that case, what we want to do is we can see that point here greater than or equal. Wherever it is a greater than or equal, then you can able to make it true 1. Again, same logic. Always you have to compare whether it is whatever may be the operation, whether it is a true or false. Based on that, you can give the return value. And similarly, you can see X is given, Y is given. Now, question is how the sequence is going to be. So in that case, what we'll do is first X less than 5. You will check first that one. So now I will show you X less than 5. What is first element? 1. This is a 1. So 1 less than 5. Is it true or false? True. So that means inside is 1. That is equal to Y greater than or equal to 0. This is 8. So Y is 8 greater than or equal to 0. It is also true. So if here it will be 1. Now what is happening? This is a 1 is equal to 1. True. That's why we are getting as a 1 there. Like that, every element. Now you go for second element. 5. Here is 5. So X less than 5. It is a false. Because here also 5. Here also 5. It is a less than or equal. But it's showing as a less than. So that's why it will be 0. Like that, you can able to compare. So for that reason, I given many of examples just for comparison purpose. Now, next one is a logical operator. Earlier, I shown you the relational operators, but now we'll go for as a logical operators. In a logical operators, we can observe that there is a and symbol and a combined also you can use it. So and or not gate, all the things you can able to use it. But the thing is you can see here the temperature not equal to 25, but it is a relational operator. And you can see 1 minute. So now we can see that the condition is what? Temperature not equal to 25, one condition. Humidity less than 60 is another condition. And they made logically and. So this must be true. This must be true. Then only total system is true. Or any one is true, it will be accepted. So that's what and symbol and R symbol like that. There is a logical operator. We can observe that and symbol. Logical and, but here also and only, but two and I use. There is a small difference in between and symbol and double and symbol. is a shortcut evaluation. Meaning is, suppose there is a, I will show one small equation. In that case, a less than 5 and b greater than 4. Like this, let us assume that. In the one and symbol, what it will do is it will check, and also it will check here whether it is true. Let us assume this is also you need to calculate. That is also true. Then you will comparing and symbol. Both are true. The results will be true. This is if I use one and symbol. Other and symbol, if I use double and symbol, what it will do is first it will check the first one. You can see first one you can check. And if it is true, then only it will go for this calculation. Or suppose if you calculate here, it is false, then it won't calculate second one. Directly it will return result. Then what is the advantage? We are minimizing the calculation. See, we are doing anyhow and symbol. The both must be true, then only it will be true. But unfortunately, first one is false, then it is not required to go for second calculation. It will give the results. Similar fashion of or exclusive or not gate or anything. If it is the way double and symbol or double R symbol, no need to go for two calculation. Any one, start with the one, and if it is false, then it will stop, return the result. If it is true only, we will go for next calculation. That's what here I wrote here and symbol. It will works between the scalar values, and whereas only one and symbol work with either scalar or an array value both. But the thing is, this is the truth table and all, but only thing is how to use the and symbol. I will show you some of the example and difference between and double and symbol as I mentioned. And symbol, what is the difference? Same thing is R symbol, but here either of the one is checking. That is the truth table here. And there is a something logical operators and all function, all these things we can able to check and a comma b, find the logical and array and scalar input, performance of logical and all, just for a simple some description. It is not required anyhow. What we need is hierarchy operation, how it is going to be operate. Parenthesis is there. First inside parenthesis is will calculate. Then all inside is over. Then it will be come to the this portion like that. Left to right operation. Always it will operate left to right operations, but inside parenthesis we need to calculate first. Now we can see the comparison here. A is given, I mean x is given. Now y is equal to not x. How will you write this? Now you are using as a not symbol. So y is equal to, x is equal to 10110 and not x is equal to y. That means wherever 1 is there, you make it to 0. 0 is there, make it to 1. That is only the difference. And here all non-zero values treated as a 1. Now we can comparison is easy. Now x is wherever non-zero, whether it is a plus or a minus or anything, non-zero value is going to be treated as a positive. I mean non-zero is treated as a true, and y is given, x is given. Now we are comparing the x and y. What is the results you are expecting? Now we can see x first value, y first value, both are non-zeros. That means true. That's why you are given as a true. And here is a non-zero value, but here is zero value. One is true, one is false. Then as per truth table, this will be written as a 0. And then this will be 0 and this will be 5. So that means 0. Any one fails, it will be 0. And in that case, one by one you check it. Wherever if it fails, that will be. And similar fashion, x or y. So any one is true, it will return the true, not both. Whereas AND gate, both is required true, but now it is not both thing. Like that, I given some of the examples. So x is given, y is given. You can check the comparison of inside parenthesis first you do, and both inside parenthesis are over. Then you compare whether both is true or not, like that. So all these examples, how to use the logical operators. Like this one example, your case, student case, if we take, if you want to promote him, there is a some certain rules. Let it be attendance must be greater than 75%, and the internal marks must be minimum 40%. Let us assume that if that rule also there, then we will check it. Marks is less than or equal to 40 and attendance is greater than 75. Then only we will result. So what is the result? If the both is true, then it will be true. Those students only will promote to the next level, like that. So similar fashion here also, like reality example I'm telling. So this is the understanding way how we are using as a logical operators and relational operators. Now the condition you can see very simple. This will be come across many cases of our regular problems. Suppose equation is given y is equal to x plus 3 something. Now x limits, they may say that x is less than 10. Minimum is 5, maximum is 10, like that. This is a condition. Or f of x is equal function if you take 2x square plus 3x plus 2. Let us assume that. And where x is lies between -5 to +5. How to handle this problem? Like that. So now we have to check that now whether your given x value is within the limits or not. Because this equation is valid only for -5 to +5. If we give 7, then you have to check whether the return will 0 or returns true or false. So for that reason, manually it is not possible to check. This is a small case is fine, but huge equations, not only one equation, it may have 10 equations. Then subjected to constraint variable, each variable there is a subjected to constraint. Like I told, no normal case I used to say thermal power plant and all, the generator units are there. There is a lot of constraints will be there. Real power constraint, reactive power constraint. Then there is a up rate, down rate, and prohibited zone, many parameters. So we have to check, we have to handle all that constraints. Like that, when we go for that type of analysis, we need to handle these are the variables. 5 less than x less than 10. In a MATLAB, what we'll do is x is equal to 7. Now we have to check whether true or false. How will you check? Normally, we can use x greater than 5. Because of this, you can see here, there is a point x minimum limit is given as a 5, maximum limit is a 10. Within that limit, you have to check. So one way we can write to satisfy this, x must be greater than 5 and this is the and symbol is required and x less than 10. Within this, if these two are satisfied, then it will return as a true. Otherwise, it will return as a false. So what is the otherwise case if x is given as a suppose 12, x is 12. Our equation I wrote like this, x greater than 5. Another one you can see here, there is and symbol. Yeah. There is a and symbol here and x less than 10. In that you can see x is 12, it is true. Anyhow, this will return inside 1 and x less than 10, but x is 12, it is false, it will return 0. Now these two is comparing 1 and 0, both is not true. So only one is true, other one is false. That's why it returns 0. That is the way we can able to handle these constraints. Not only the final answer, but if while you are returning the equation, what I will do is x is within the limits, or in your case as a marks case, or something you want to make it, what you can write x is a student here, let us assume that x is greater than 45, greater than or equal to 45 marks, and x is here also greater than, let it be, you can say that 75. This is the 75 case. In that case, you want to do some calculation, whatever here, you can write the calculation part. Or if only one, suppose you can consider if x is greater than 10, then what is our calculation? Let us assume that x is equal to x plus 2, then end. Like this. So for our program part, you want to compare this, and based on this comparison, you will write some execution statements or calculations. If else, if it fails also, you may have other calculation. So if it is true, you may be pass. If it is false, you have to write the student is failed, something like that. So there is a, this is very important how to handle as a constraints. Now, like way, not only and symbol, you can use or symbol or not symbol or something. For that, it is a truth table. It's not much required, but you can see here. A z is equal to 1 and 2 plus 3. 2 plus 3 is 5 and it is 1. Both are positives, means non-zero value. That's why it is written 1. And any case, you can see that 3 less than 5 or 4 is equal to 7. Why it is 1? 3 less than 5 is true. Here, 3 less than 5 is a true. That's the reason I will make it as a 1 here. And 4 is equal to 7, it is a false 0. But either of 1 is true, it will return true. That is the reason. Like that, you can compare all these things, will get the results. The only thing is how to handle that operators, and operator, or operator, or you can say the less than or greater than or equal symbol. Like that, many relational and logical operators I mentioned here. And other important thing is in the how to handle the scalar quantities and variables and all. We can use a is equal to 3, and if I'm not using colon, that's why it return a is equal to 3. If I use colon, it will return a is equal to 4, but it is not written the value b is equal to 4 because it is a semicolon concept. And scalar quantities and variables, you can see here legal names consisting of any combination of letters and digits. These are the how to use the variable. But some of the inbuilt parameters are there. You should not use this variable in some other purpose because pi is defined. In turn, it is available with this value. You cannot use as a variable because in detail, what you call it as inbuilt functions, you cannot use for the purpose of notation. So only thing is some other, suppose SQRT. SQRT is already there for square root purpose. For that, specified variables should not use for other purpose. That is the inbuilt special names as already available. Now we can see this. A is 3, B is something is given, X is equal to A plus B, it will return the result, and X is given, Y is given something, the answers will be displayed like this in a command window. This is small program because I start with very basics, how to start the MATLAB and all, will keep on going and finally end of that, you are able to achieve the results. And then we can find the values of expression, how to use this equation fashion, because we have some equation how to write in the MATLAB fashion, because normally what you will write a into b plus c plus d, something like that, and into x something. So this is not the significant to use. We have to use the cross button or square is there. Suppose b plus t square, then you have to use power symbol, and like that using appropriate brackets properly. So all these things we have to use properly to execute our code. Now we can see here, see -2, this symbol is represented as a power. So -2 cube plus 9. So that is the answer. Similarly, into symbol will be used like this, multiplication. So while you are using small calculation part, how to use that symbols and all, if you practice there, you may get some doubts and all, some errors it will throw, and we can rectify that error so that you will be thorough in the programming part. Now we can see whatever I given in the earlier here problem. Yeah, this one I am showing you one by one how to handle that. Now we can see the brackets, powers, all carefully you have to use, where we have to multiply and which portion you have to square it, all these things. And now we can see in terms of sine, cos and all. 5 into cos pi by 6. Now, normally what you will write? Simply 5 cos 30 degrees. Like this we'll write. But if you do directly in the MATLAB, it won't take it. Now, that is the reason you can write x is equal to 5 into cos, means here also cos, and here 30 degrees is a pi by 6. Pi is nothing but inbuilt parameter, pi is there by 6, like this. Then this sign also, it is there inbuilt, sine, cos, all these things. And a cos, this will be as a inverse, that is inverse trigonometric, we call it as a cos and A sign means sine inverse, cos inverse and all, it will take like this. And exponential, square root, exponential, logic, log, all parameters are predefined variables. These things should not be used for any other purpose. Exp, exponential, log, natural logarithm, all these things. SQRT means root. That means root 2. How to write a MATLAB program for this? So SQRT of 2 into 4 plus something SQRT of 5 into 10, like that. So SQRT is meaning is a square root. Now like this, I can see define of Z is equal to this one, Z1, Z2, Z3, Z1 by 2 minus 2 calculation, simple calculation. Now for that is answers like this. And similarly, ABC is given, they want to calculate like this, small code. So we have to define ABC first, then A into B plus C and A into B plus C something. How to use the less than, greater than symbol also, you can use it later point of time. And this is the program, all of you write and just to submit the code in the chat box or else. So it is very simple. A is given, B is given, C is given, D is given. So all A, B, C, D is given. What you want to write? A of B plus C, C into here itself. See here, that is C into C plus D into A. So this is the question. That is equal to suppose X. This is the equation. How to use the brackets, multiplication symbols, all these things. Then first you have to define A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3, and C is equal to 4 minus 4, semicolon, and D is equal to minus 3. Then you can start. While you are start, what you will do is A here into, then B plus C again into, we'll start bracket, C plus D double bracket, again you have to use the multiple star symbol. So this is the way you can able to represent your code. First you have to define ABC, these values, then this is the word syntax. If you write and enter, then it will show the result ANS is equal to 124, like this. I given some of the example just for practicing whether answers are good. But if the bracket is changed somewhere, maybe it will execute if syntax error is not there, but answer is wrong. That's why properly where to close the bracket, where to end. So like this, answer C is getting. Now this is another problem. What you have to do, A is equal to 3, B is equal to 5, C is equal to minus 3. Then you have to write this equation, because here inside brackets again, denominator brackets, all you have to use proper bracket system to get proper execution. So first denominator portion C into A, you have to close this, and here is one thing, and then total plus B, and then A by B and B minus. So like that, we can easily represent this is the way we have to use the equation. Then answer, we are not here assigned to X means the here it will get X is equal to answer. If you are not assigned to any variable name, then it will give ANS is equal to this is the answer. And you can see that there is a inbuilt mathematical functions are there. While because you have a marks, different subject marks, or even one subject if I take mid 1, mid 2 marks, assignment 1, assignment 2, then slip test 1, slip test 2. All these things what I have to do is I have to take it as a final conversion, means one average. So mid of average, then slip test of all the average, all these things finally out of 40, whatever I want to give. For that, some cases what we'll do is it may get average something 2.4 or 2.9 or something like that. So what is my intention? Whatever may be the after point, I have to round it to upper side. Even 2.4 also I make it to 3, or 2.9 also I want to make it to 3. In that case, I have to use one notation. Or 2.4 must be 2, 2.9 must be 3. In this case is another version like that. For that we have round symbol. A round if I use 2.4 means 2, 2.9 means 3. But whereas seal what will happen upper side. So whatever may be the 2.4 or 2.9, it is going to be upper only, like that floor. So downside, so fixed integer, whatever may be the number, it will be in the lower side only, like that. So remind means if I divide x by y, whatever remainder is coming, that only you return to this. So then abs, absolute value. Suppose 2 plus 3j is there. I want x magnitude, x is equal to 2 plus 3j. Then what it will in turn, 2 square plus 3 square, that is equal to x magnitude of x. That is nothing but absolute value. And sign of x, whether sign is positive or not. Like that, factorial, all these things, prime factors and all. You can see that example. What I given round means 2.34 I use, but here answer is given as a 2. The reason is it is less than 0.5. And here is reason is 3 greater than 0.5. And whereas seal, what I did is 2.65, 2.46. Both cases I'm going to upper side only. So 3, 3. And floor means what I will do is even 3.1 and 2.1 and 2.9 also, it will be 2 only, like that. So depends on the purpose. You can able to use whether you have to use floor or you have to use round or seal or a fixed value. Fixed value, what will happen? 2.3 also 2, 2.8 also 2. So like that, we may have many number of parameters. Now we have to solve this problem. Sin 60 is one problem, and the same there is a squared, you can do it. EXP of LAN for all, some small example, because in your real problem you may have this type of equations as well. Then how to handle that equation in that portion? So in that case, we can able to write this thing. I will see the results how to use the sine of 60, but because conversion I am doing here, and exponential of log 4, and then some parameter cos, sine, all these things, tan. So how to use this format short, format long, how the result will be displayed in the fashion of 2 digits or 4 digits or exponential fashion or something, depends on your requirement. You can see that 1 by 2, 1 by 3, pi square root 2, how the answers has to be displayed. If I use format short, then 4 digits. Format long, it will get large number of digits. Then rational numbers wise, it will be. Then there is a format S, so you can short. That is only default. It will take it as a 4 digits. So like that, it depends on your requirement. We can able to assign that. Now, there is a vector fashion, how to represent as a vector. This is already explained in the previous slide itself. So what we have to do is something R is equal to vector. You can make it as A is to B. A is initial value, B is a end value. If I'm not specify any increment, automatically it will take it as a 1 is increment. So this is a 2 is to 20. Then what is your answer of R vector? 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 20. And then there is another thing, R is equal to what you can make it as a something. I'll show you. Increment something you want to show. So 2 to 20. Then what you can use? 2 is first value, then 4, 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 2, 6 up to 20 it will give. That is what I'm saying. If this middle is increment, if not specified, by default it is a 1. That's what example I shown you. 1 is to 2 is to 5. And what is the result here? 1 value first, then 3, then 3 plus 2, 5. But whereas here, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5. Like that, you can able to specify the vector. Other one is a line space. This is another variable. If I am not specify any third digit, 0 to 100 values it will give equally. 0 to 1, I will get 100 values within the 0 to 1. And if I want only 10 values, you specify the count. Suppose line space 2 to 20, I want only 10 values. So it will start with 2 and end with 20. In between total values must be, I want only 10. Equally it will divide and it will result will be 10. So each vector you want to multiply, see that 2 into A. Then what is your result? Each element is multiplied by 2. And similarly, if I multiply A into B, it will not directly multiply because dimension effect. That's why there is a dot notation is there. if I use the A dot star B, then it will treat it as a element by element. So what it will be 1 into 4, that will give 4, 2 into 5, 10, 18. So this is the case. If you not use the dot, then this is a matrix of 1 cross 3. This is also 1 cross 3. Both will not be possible to multiply. That is what dot arithmetic. You can see here 1 into 4, 2 into 5, 3 into 6, like that. Element by element is going to possible. So we'll see in the next class tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I will conduct a class at 9 o'clock. Are you okay? Anybody? If you have any doubt, you ask me. Otherwise, you can leave now. So we'll see the next tomorrow.
So will the class be from 9 to 10 tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Because after that you can take anyhow a holiday, no? That's why. It may be 9 to 10 or maybe 10:30 or 11 something. It depends. We'll see that. But we'll start at 9. It's fine for me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, fine.